let's just start as we often do, noticing a bit of a sense of gravity to kind of help just ground us right where we are. So maybe just noticing a little bit of a weight of your arms, the weight of your legs, starting to feel where your body is sort of gently pressing down into your chair. Just feel, that embrace of the earth kind of hugging us down. Feeling where the body's pressing into our space. And if it feels right for you, you're welcome to allow your eyes to soften and close during the practice. And what I'd like us all to do first, as we really get started today, I'd like you to just begin noticing the space of the room around you. And if you have your eyes closed, you can kind of just feel into this, but just start noticing that there's space between you and the walls, between you and the ceiling, maybe even between you and the floor. Just starting to notice that most of this room that we're in is made up of open space. And as you start to notice the space around you, start to notice as well just the space of your own body. And maybe just ask yourself, how much space does it feel like I take up in the space of this room? And it's okay however much space that does or doesn't feel like right now, as we're just starting to notice space outside and space inside. And now that we have begun feeling into space in this way, what I'd like you to do next, and this is where the practice can sometimes feel a little weird, so remember, just lean in as best you can. What I'd like you to do next is to imagine that your awareness, your perspective, the camera view of you, which for most of us is usually resting somewhere behind the eyes, imagine that your awareness is gently beginning to flow up through the top of your head, up into the open space above you, and it's gently beginning to flow off to the corner of the room. Some people almost like to imagine this like a little drone camera floating up from behind the eyes and then off to the corner of the room, so that you're now looking back down, taking in the space of the room and your own body from the point of view of the little cobwebs or bugs chilling up in the corner. And from here, let's just ask again, how much space does it seem my body takes up from here? And you may notice the space of the room seems a little larger, the space of you a little smaller. And now, since walls and ceilings are no boundaries for our awareness, imagine that camera view is beginning to flow up through the ceiling, up through the roof, up into the open sky overhead, rising higher and higher until finally our awareness comes to rest around a bird's eye point of view, so that we're now looking back down, taking in the building, the room where our bodies are resting. And from here, we ask again, how much space does it seem my body takes up from this point of view? How much space do my fears my worries take up from way up here. Our awareness rises higher now, floating up through the clouds. We look back down and watch as buildings, people, cars grow smaller, smaller, smaller. We reach a point where we can take in all of the city, the countryside, where our bodies are resting. Awareness continues to rise, the camera view zooming up and out. We reach a point where we can take in all of the state where these bodies rest. Just noticing how much less space these humans seem to take up as the view zooms out. Awareness continues to rise higher and higher, moving up through the Earth's atmosphere now, finally breaking into the early reaches of outer space. Our awareness drifts gently away from the planet until finally we come to rest somewhere around the point of view from the International Space Station. We look back round and we take in this big, beautiful blue-green marble filling our vision with the deep openness of space on all sides. And we look back down now towards the point on planet Earth where we know our bodies are resting. How much space do I take up from this point of view? How much space do my biggest fears, worries, challenges take up from way out here? Can you even separate yourself from the Earth from this perspective? Our awareness continues now, zooming out through the solar system, moving away from the sun and the Earth. We look back and watch as these grow smaller and smaller and smaller. Finally, we come to rest at the edge of the solar system, looking back towards an Earth we can no longer see, holding our bodies as it hurtles around our tiny sun. Our awareness begins now to move much faster than the speed of light. Time and space is no obstacle here. We zoom past stars and planets out and out until finally we reach a point where we can take in all of the Milky Way galaxy. All 300 billion or so shining points of light that make up the luminous core and the spiraling arms of our galaxy. And perhaps we can notice the tiny dot of light that is our own solar system, resting about halfway between the inner core and the outer rim in the rural backwaters of the Milky Way. Our awareness zooms deeper out into space, flitting now past stars and galaxies, out and out and out. Finally, we can take in all of the Virgo supercluster, a cluster of tens of thousands of galaxies. Our own Milky Way, just a tiny dot of light itself now. And since we have come this far, we might as well go all the way. Our awareness flits through space and time out across the universe, until finally we come to rest at the edge of all things, at the edge of the known universe. We come to rest in wide, open, peaceful space. And we look back now and take in the trillions upon trillions of stars, planets, galaxies. And we look back across space and time towards a point where we know there's a tiny planet holding a tiny body. And we take a moment to recognize just how inconceivably small we are, but also how inconceivably large we are as well. Because as we take all of this in, we can see now that we cannot be separated from it. We are a piece, an interconnected part of this vast, mysterious whole. And so as we recognize this, resting here at the edge of the universe, simply allow whatever is coming up for you, any thoughts, emotions, just to be held in this open space. Whether there's confusion or wonder, fear or awe, love or peace. Everything is allowed. Everything is held in this wide, open space. Just like the stars, just like the planets, just like the very atoms in our bodies. Everything held in wide, open space. Now, as we do begin to near the end of our practice today, if you're hanging out with us here at the edge of the universe, I'd like to invite you to gently begin allowing your awareness to flip back through space and time, back across the universe, back to the Milky Way galaxy, back to our solar system, back down through the Earth's atmosphere and the clouds, back into these rooms where our bodies are resting. Just starting to feel once again that embrace of gravity, of the earth hugging you close. Really feeling just once again where your body is pressing down into chairs or beds or floors. If we have our eyes closed, as it feels right for you, you can gently begin allowing your eyes to reopen as we start to bring our practice to a close.